Lovely. We can see you all still filtering in. We'll give you like 1 minute to settle down. Welcome back, everybody. We really hope that you enjoyed your break and your ice cream. Did you see any of the incredible stories on screen about the positive impact that this festival is having on the local community?
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Lovely,
thank you for somebody saying yes. That's, anyone else see those stories? They were incredible. Matilda, did you see them?
Of course I've seen them.
Which ones did you like?
I think I love the initiative that donates period products to women who are sleeping rough. I think that is so needed and something that's often overlooked. But I think a fun one as well was when we saw how kids would resolve future issues. I think that was so innovative.
Absolutely.
They really are the
incredible.
future. Yeah.
I think children are absolutely, absolutely the future. So we have some exciting sessions next for you this afternoon. And one of our sessions was from somebody who held a session last night at the Fringe. We would like to welcome to the stage Cynthia. Thank you.
Where is the clip? Oh.
All right, good morning. It's always a lot daunting when you get to the front and you see all these faces staring at you. But it's lovely to be here, and I can see some familiar faces that were at my session yesterday as well. So hello, welcome. Thank you for the cheer. So I'm Cynthia Davis, CBE, and I run a diversity and inclusion services organization that supports organizations on their journey of becoming more inclusive. And when I was asked to come and have a talk about how we can put Jedi at the heart of this festival, I jumped at the opportunity. This is something that I'm so passionate about, something that I've been doing for the last kind of 24 years, and I was a little bit disappointed when I only got 5 minutes. I thought, actually, that's a good thing, because I could talk about this all day. So I have just 5 minutes to have a conversation with you all. So as they mentioned, I did a session yesterday which was called Reframing Diversity for Genuine Workplace Inclusions. And what I was really encouraged in seeing with the B Corp organizations that attended those sessions was some of the work that they're already putting to starting to create inclusive workplaces. It's often sometimes a topic that people are kind of like a little bit scared of, a little bit shy away from, because they're just not sure what they should be doing or what action they should be taking. And one of the things we did yesterday, for those of you that attended the session, is we started it with polling the audience to try and get a sense of how everyone was feeling about the conversation and what's going on in their organizations. And I suppose 2 things really stood out for me. One was the fact that there's a lot of good intention out there with the organizations that genuinely want to do the work and want to create organizations where everyone feels included, where the differences are not held against them, and create really inclusive culture where everyone can come in, can succeed, and can thrive. But on the other side, there was also nervousness around the terminology. Is it ED&I? Is it Jedi? Is it D&I? What is it? But also confusion in terms of what they should be doing, and a bit of a fear on getting it wrong. And for me, what was quite sad, really, is that fear, because that fear was stopping some organizations from actually starting the work because they didn't want to get it wrong or to be seen to be offending anybody, and therefore they kind of just shied away from it and actually didn't do anything about it. But one of the things I kind of really wanted to encourage everybody here, and for any organization out there that is, really looking at how they can create safe environments where people can come in and, really succeed and thrive, is really don't look at this as additional work that you've got to do, and don't look at it as work that has to be done by HR or an ED&I team or, a diversity and inclusion person. This is work that all of us have a part to play, and all of us have the opportunity to really create the type of organizations that we want to be part of, organizations that listen, that learn, that give people the space and the ability to be themselves and to do great work. But also, not be afraid of asking what you don't know, because we will never learn if we're fearful of asking the question because we don't want to offend anybody. If you don't know, ask. And there's a lot of resources that are out there. It's not something that should only fall on your employee resource groups to educate you. All of us have a part to educate ourselves in terms of what do we want to see, what are the things that we don't know, how do we learn. There are books out there, there's resources out there that allow us to continue learning about how we create an environment where everyone can succeed and can thrive. I know this topic is really, really important because it's one of the key questions that's asked when you're assessing and getting the verification. And I think a lot of organizations were struggling with how they articulate some of that work that they're doing, or they didn't have enough evidence, and there was a lot of focus on matrix versus actual tangible work that they're doing. My advice to anybody out there is focus on impact. Focus on where you want to get to and understand that there's no small step that is wrong or right, but it's really it's a journey that you're going on, and there's no magic wand that you can wave or no silver bullet that's going to make everything okay by tomorrow. But it's really understanding where are you as an organization, where you're trying to get to, and what the steps that you need to take to get there to create a truly inclusive organization. So this becomes more your DNA as you move forward, as you continue to grow as an organization, and it's not an afterthought of what you need to be doing. So I want to encourage all the businesses today with just two key things, which is intentional action. We need to take more intentional action towards creating a much more inclusive workplace where everyone has a voice, where everyone feels they can be themselves and they can succeed and they can thrive and they can grow. But also knowing that this starts with us, we each have to hold ourselves to account to be the change that we want to see in these organizations. We have to be leading with that change. And as B Corps, we actually have a bigger responsibility to really be leading by example so other organizations can look to us as the beacon of what good looks like. So I just want to encourage you all. I can see that I'm over time, but I just want to encourage you all to continue to do the work and not to be afraid of getting it wrong, because that's where we learn in terms of how we get it right. So thank you for having me, and I'll get off stage and leave it to the next speaker. Thank you.
Great. Huge thank you to Cynthia Davis for that great talk on putting justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion at the heart of what we do in this festival.